You know what? I want to talk about sigils. I want to talk about sigils and upcoming content. All right, so we're doing this. I want to talk about probably what every one of your DPSs look like. Let me just scroll down. They all look the same. The substitutable sigils. What I think some of the best sigils are. Some are obvious, some maybe not so much. And what I think the content coming, how you shouldn't just be built like, do I still have someone built like this? Whatever. You shouldn't just have 100% offensive with sigils only for the content upcoming. So I'm gonna, let's Siegfried. How do I play this game? I've only 400 hours. So sigils, probably every single of your main characters. When I say main character, your one you're trying to get the most damage out while not dying is like the smallest concern you probably have. You probably have their awakening plus, or if you have two really good options of their, let's go to it. Or if you have like two really good options of their awakening plus, not awakening plus, but like this, like grace and valor. So like, let's say if this had uplift and this had quick cooldown, I would use these over using the awakening plus, because it's, you get way more out of it. The special sigils in this are like amazing. But anyways, so everyone's gonna have, well, when I say best sigils, I guess technically damage cap is a best sigil, because you do literally 250% less damage without it. So that's technically the best, but you're gonna have plenty of these. Now, the best version of these, or in my opinion, are with quick cooldown, uplift. This is arguable. Cascade's not as good as it seems, but, or guts or auto revive. That's probably your best versions of damage cap. Now, actually, let's move this down. Depending on your character, so if you're using someone like Lancelot or Percival or who else, I think Zeta does, that gives themselves supplementary, you can still run it with them. However, it's a huge waste, because as soon as you use their buff that gives them supplementary, you don't get additional hits. So like, you're not getting their supplementary plus the sigil. You're just getting one additional hit. So then you're completely killing the sigils you have. So for those characters, you don't need these. If you are using a character who doesn't have supplementary, I think 2 is the sweet spot. Yes, it's not 100%, but it's 75% almost. But I think 2 is really the sweet spot. You can do 3. Like, let's say I could get rid of crit rate, but I want to crit every single time. You're going to have a war elemental. You're going to have, this is the one that's like a trade-off. Like this, every single one of your characters is going to look like this. Like these top, what I can't even count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These top 8 are literally going to be the same for everybody, unless you're using Lancelot, Percival, Zeta. Maybe there's someone else. I don't know who else gives themselves supplementary. Is it what, Fairy? I think Fairy too. You don't need this. So you have 2 more slotted, which is awesome because automatically makes you better. But that's another conversation. War Elemental, you're literally like this probably is one of the best sigils in the game. You always do bonus damage. The problem with this that I'm starting to realize though is if you're already doing damage cap without it, you don't do more damage with it. So if you do a 1 million damage cap hit without it, when you put it on, it will still be 1 million, but golden. So I'm actually getting mixed feelings on War Elemental. If you use this, it does allow you to have less damage. So like you don't need something like a Tyranny, which isn't as good as it seems, opinion. Unless you're doing some weird like air shotgun Rackham build where you need to, your air charge attack doesn't get to the damage cap. So you can pump in as much base attack as possible to get to it. But then you're doing damage you shouldn't even be able to be doing anyways. But it's not a real play style, but it's doable. This isn't doing as much as it seems like it's doing. And I was realizing that when I was using Ganagozo, which Y'all can fight me in the comments. That dude sucks. And yes, I maxed out his Terminus. Yes, he's built right. Yes, I do air combos to ground combos to throwing in counter attacks offensively to still get charge gauge. Have a little bit of linked gauge to get in link time sooner. So because that's when he's the best. He still sucks. Just throwing that on there. But Ganagoza was doing a 2 mil crit with white damage without extra damage. But then I had War Elemental and it was still 2 mil. But orange, I mean golden. So I was like, wait a second. Whoops. I was like, I gotta revisit this at some point. But if the enemy has a higher damage threshold in Winter and Overdrive, whatever, you're probably gonna have this on. This one is slottable. This, you'll be able to change to whatever it is. Now, some good options are anything, in my opinion, anything that is a special or like utility. So let's go to support. I meant support. So what I've noticed is that supports don't have pluses. Supports only come by themselves or a part of something else. So what you should be looking for is your supports with something that is beneficial, but not necessarily tyranny, not something that gives you more attack. Because the problem is you already do enough damage. When you have a maxed out Terminus, you do enough damage. When you crit, you hit damage cap. Like you don't need more attack. You don't need crit damage. You don't need more damage when against weak point. You don't need stamina. Like it only makes your non-crit hit stronger. Like that's because every attack you do for your character or whatnot, every one has a limit, has a cap. Like it has a cap on how much damage it can do. And you're always going to be hitting it with a maxed out Terminus. So having something like, there's just, this is the problem with Sigils because of damage cap. You might use something like I think I already had it. It was linked. Like you're going to have linked, good Lord. Where is it? I'm pretty sure I went by it like 3 times. Oh my, there it is, linked together. But like with quick cooldown, this is awesome. Link together is going to get you, look, it's on Ganagoza too, by the way. It's going to get you closer to getting a sooner link time, which is like crazy and good for everybody. And quick cooldown is amazing. Shorter cooldowns is amazing. So you're going to be looking for supports that are also tied into stuff like this, like linked together. The best version would be supplementary with quick cooldown. I have yet to see a V+. I've probably identified or praised, if you will, 2,000 to 3,000 of them. Never seen it. Dodge payback. I used to love this, but like it gives you more attack, which is pointless. You already do max damage. Aegis, you can't use it because it puts you over 45,000. So maybe Garrison with quick cooldown or Garrison with regen, Garrison with drain. That's actually pretty good. Still nerves depending on who you are. Like you're lit, like ultimately, and this is why this is like this, by the way, I'm getting into that. And ultimately, all of this War Elemental and higher is going to look the same. Here and lower is where it's going to change for a lot of people. However, don't get trapped into adding more damage past this point. Because of this, you're already doing damage cap. Like you're already at it. And this is the only way to get around it, to add additional damage. Unless you're certain characters who already add it within their combos or within their skill usage. Don't get this. Get more quick cooldown, get more cascade to keep the skill coming sooner. And you're doing way more damage because of it. And you can have more utility. This is suggestive. I think for a lot of people, maybe crit rate is one of the best options with a better secondary. I don't think I've gotten crit rate with a better secondary, the more I think about it. Well, I have some regen. Regen's good. Drain. Oh, wait, no, I have crit rate. I have crit rate with quick cooldown. Actually, I should swap this out because the stamina is not doing anything for me. I'm already doing max damage. Stoutheart. People sleep on this. Stoutheart makes it to where you don't get interrupted. However, it also cuts damage. I don't remember what it says. It doesn't say it in the game, but from what people, I think they said it tested, it's like 10 to 20%. So you take 10 to 20% less damage on top of not being interrupted. So when you partner that with still nerves and a skill that, you know, so drain. So when I'm being offensive and attacking and not getting interrupted and I'm taking less damage, I'm also getting HP back. And then if I need to dodge, This to me is the most busted sigil combination out of all sigil combinations. Improved dodge and nimble onslaught is busted. Like improved dodge maxed, you can dodge forever, and it gives you a slightly bigger window for getting a perfect dodge. And in nimble onslaught, you get increased gauge gain and you get more invincibility. I should really have this at 30 for 3 seconds, and it lowers your skills cooldowns. Sometimes I will run into attacks to dodge them just to lower the cooldown on my skills. Like, this is sick. Also, uplift is probably the actual best in the game, but you know, your fairies out there and your Lancelots, y'all out here don't want, y'all champion this. Impressibles, y'all need to be using more of this, just to be using your Skyburst like all the time. So I don't even know if that was me talking about like best sigils, but I don't even know where this is going now. But it's now maybe this is more of a suggestion of how you should build your characters instead of just putting like damage on everything. Because like even this, like even my, like I put Tyranny on Pressival, but just because I want a potion hoarder, but whatever. I'm trying to think of another good, like if you notice all my people, I don't just have like all attack. Like Stoutheart still nerves combo is crazy. It's just nuts. And then you get your specialty sigils, like roll the die. I have not found a point where this seems good at all. Like I haven't, like you're like maybe 25% of the time getting a max hit. So 75% of the time you're doing less or nothing. Glass Cannon is actually good because you go beyond the damage cap even further and you only need one. Honestly, this would be a good like Proto Bahamut, in my opinion. This is amazing for Proto Bahamut because it's very predictable, it's very scripted, and there's so much just downtime where you're just DPSing. So some bosses, when you get really good at them, like honestly, Glass Cannon is a lot better than it seems. You can't offset the dizzy with having dizzy sigils like resistant because it doesn't, I guess it doesn't read it the same way, which makes sense. Berserker, pointless because you're already at damage cap. Less is more, also pointless because you're already at damage cap, unless you're doing the weird Rackham build. So these unique ones are cool. And then you have your, out of all of them, Glass Cannon's actually good. I want to say busted, but it is really good. Now your defensive ones, I think I have them on him. Your defensive uniques, Flight Over Flight and Untouchable. Flight Over Flight is really only good for Lancelot. I don't know a single other character who this would be good for. Maybe Yodara, but he doesn't work like how Lancelot works. And Untouchable is dodge further on the ground. So with Lancelot, if you get Fight Over Flight, Untouchable, Nimble Onslaught, Nimble Defense, and an improved dodge at 15, you literally just spam his you spam his heavy attack, or if it's on Xbox controller Y, or his charge attack. You just spam it. You literally can't die. You can't die. And you're building, and if you can slip some uplifts in here, you get your burst. When people are at like 50% Skyburst, you're at 100% already. And then you're not dying. I don't know if this is going to change at all, but Lancelot's actually untouchable. Lol. But these are unique. These are only really good for him. They're not good for anybody else. So like at the end of the day, in my opinion, if I'm like, what are the best sigils? Well, I don't know. It's like best. To me, the best sigils are literally all these support sigils that you can't equip by themselves. You want them to find them. Like Uplift is huge. Quick Cooldown is huge. And then, of course, Supplementary is like crazy. It's the only way to do damage outside of damage cap. Stoutheart is amazing. Plus this combination. Improved dodge with Nimble Onslaught is insane. And of course, you're going to have all this other stuff. But yeah, so I don't know where I was going with this. I just wanted to talk about this. Like, I just wanted to talk about this because I've inspected a lot of people. Like, you can see what people are using when you're playing. And I've seen some weird, like, I understand trying weird things, but like I've seen somewhere there's just like no defensive utility, all attack boosting. And I'm like, bro, you're not getting more damage. You're not getting more damage. You're at cap. Or I've seen it where it's like I don't even like, it's like using the guard skills, because guarding in this game sucks unless you're, some attacks can be guarded, like when you're fighting Pieta, the robot lizard, and he's doing his little like spitting everywhere and like circling in circles. You can just guard that. Like a lot of this stuff, you don't have to try dodging it. You just guard it for 0 damage, but you don't need to perfect guard it, right? I don't know. That's my own insistence. Dodging is better. So yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I may have missed something. Oh yeah, and guts and like auto revive is busted as well. I don't know. I don't have like a true structure to this. It's just like I was just playing and then it's just hit me and I was like, I just really want to talk about this. Because let me even look at my weapon. Yeah, on my weapon I have Drain and Potion Hoarder. Potion Hoarder is top tier. You give the blue potions give you link gauge, and Drain is sick. Like if you can be offensive and not die, you just can keep hitting and then not die. So like that's 10 out of 10. Anywho, for anyone who sat through all of this and listened to me borderline just like ramble, I appreciate it. But what does your character look like? Does it look similar to this, the Siegfried? Or does it look like you have way more attack added and I don't know why? Or do you maybe you guard and we just need to get good because guarding apparently is better than dodging? Or what? I'm curious. And for all of you that have a supplementary 5+, you can like, I'm gonna be nice. I was gonna say bad words, but anyways, thanks for watching. Love you guys.